Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for coming to our talk, How to Build Great Brand Experiences with AR. So 4 months ago, Google launched AR Core, our platform to build really cool, great AR experiences. And in the last 4 months, creators and developers have built more than 400 apps in our Play Store. So this year in Cannes Lion, we wanted to invite the creative community to explore how to use AR and how brands can use AR to achieve their marketing objectives. So we partnered with Ogilvy, a leading creative and advertising agency, and also Media Monks, a cutting-edge production house, to build these really cool AR experiences. If you haven't seen them, they're here on the Google Beach. Definitely go check them out. And then we found some really innovative and forward-thinking clients. Perrier, the iconic French brand of sparkling drinks, and Kiwi, the quintessential shoe care company owned by SC Johnson. And they dared try AR Core with us and build these great experiences we'll talk to you about. So today we want to talk to you about this project, share some learnings so that you can also build great AR experiences. So we have Alfonso here, who is the co-chief creative officer of Ogilvy US. He has received more than 70 international awards, including many Cannes Lion Grand Prix. We have Angela, who is leading the technology and digital production team in Ogilvy US. She's received many awards as a great innovator woman. She makes shit happen. She's amazing. And then Bart, who leads our strategy and commercialization efforts for AR and VR at Google. Before that, he spent 7 years in Australia leading sales and brand marketing and YouTube. And he's actually one of the original Googlers who started in our first Google office in Newport Beach in California. So thanks, everybody, for being here. So I'll start with you, Bart. Google has invested a lot of money and has hundreds of people working in AR. Why is it such a big priority for us?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think about two things, two key reasons. One is the pace of innovation, and the other is the scale. So in terms of the pace of innovation, you are right. We just launched AR Core, our platform for building great AR experiences, just a few months ago. And then 1 month ago at Google I/O, we made a bunch of really impressive updates to that platform. And then when I think about the power and CPUs and the chipsets in our devices, this pace of acceleration of advancement is just going to continue. And on the scale side, AR is growing really quickly. There are already hundreds of millions of devices that are AR enabled. So really for us now, the approach is, given the pace of this innovation that will continue and the scale of AR availability, is how do we work with brands and agencies to take this to the next level?
Yeah. So Angela, I think, for a creative agency, advertising agency like Ogilvy, you jumped on the opportunity of working with us on AR Core. Why is it important for you?
So at Ogilvy, we're tremendously curious. We're always looking to learn new things and innovate with those. So it actually, for us, it's not about the technology on its own per se. We're interested in our brands, the messages that they are trying to get out to their consumers, and creating interesting, compelling experiences. So we looked at AR and this partnership as an opportunity to bring out a new paintbrush, if you will, add that to our palette, to our toolkit, and really create some new innovative things with some cutting edge tech, but not for tech's sake, for the sake of having a compelling outcome.
Yep. And just talking about the tech, Bart, why don't you tell us a little bit more about what's possible with this tech today and what's coming next?
Yeah, what's possible, and again, I'm from the marketing side, but so basically the way I think about it is, given the advancements in immersive computing, our devices right now can recognize the environment around us. You can place 3D objects in that environment, and then you can interact with those objects like they're really there. So today, for example, there's a few key features. There's motion tracking. So when you're moving your device through space, it recognizes these images and allows you to basically get the orientation right on your phone. And then things like lighting. So AR Core and AR recognizes the lighting around you. So when you place objects in there, they actually feel much more realistic. They react to those lighting environments. And then the physical environment, when you are thinking about this, what AR Core does is it recognizes surfaces and walls and tables. And so it creates planes out of almost everything that you can place objects in there. And again, they feel more real. And so with this latest update, there were kind of 3 key features that are really exciting. The first is vertical plane detection. So now you can place more AR objects on more surfaces like a textured wall. And the way I think about this is you can envision a piece of artwork over your mantelpiece before you actually buy it. Something called augmented images. So with this, you can bring images to life just by pointing your phone at it. So you could create an experience where you could see what's inside a box before you actually open it. And then I think the most exciting thing is cloud anchors. So this is a collaborative AR tool. Because if we think about it, things are a lot more fun if we can do these things with other people. So cloud anchors allows you to do that. You can have mutual AR experiences like playing a game or like remodeling a house or painting a community mural. So, yeah, it's really exciting.
Yeah, so the technology side is definitely super exciting, but it's not going to do anything without the creative side, and we're at a festival of creativity. So, Alfonso, you're the mastermind of creativity at Ogilvy. What's the potential of AR for you, and what do you think some of the benefits and challenges of AR are for a creative?
Oh, I mean, I think the potential is huge. I think that simply the idea of being able to engage with the environment and even change reality, because that's what we're actually doing. You can actually influence and change the reality you're living in. That is huge. I think that needs to make us think, how do we use it to engage with consumers, how brands need to engage with consumers. If you think of it now, that is mainly defined by where it happens, if it's at home, at a store, while you're commuting. I think that what AR brings also is the concept of time. I mean, it could happen anytime. People can actually, if you want, you can open a store whenever you want to shop. But if you need customer service, you can bring that to your moment, to your reality. And I think that changes kind of how do we need to approach that engagement. Yeah.
I mean, I love that idea of transcending time and geography.
Yep.
We say that that's one of the amazing things
Yep.
that AR can do. For
Yeah,
sure.
we talk with, you think about space, but really what changes is time. I mean, it's really experience can be driven by the desire of someone to happen, rather than the space, and that's really powerful.
Yep. So I think, as we said, this marriage of technology and creativity, this is what we've done with this partnership. So, Angela, can you tell us a little bit more about why you decided to partner with Google, why it's important?
So I think it is a matter of different parties coming with the very best of our expertise and our point of view on the world. So we, I think, admit that despite being an incredible creative network, a global creative network, we don't necessarily do everything. And so we look to learn from other parties, and that's exactly what's happened in this partnership. And so in this case, it was about bringing the very best of Ogilvy, the very best of Google, and having our minds and our points of view be opened all the time in our collaboration, in all of our brainstorms. We would be able to bring a point of view to the rest of the team to say, have you thought about it this way? And it would just open our world view. And in that whole process, we were able to come up with bigger, better, creative ideas on behalf of our clients. Yeah. So the partnership is very important in that way as a method for achieving those ends for the brand.
So let's see what we did together, and then we can specifically talk about the 2 projects that are shown here on the beach. So, if we can get there. So this is what we did for Kiwi, the shoe care brand. The extraordinary thing about this is that you point your phone at this 2D poster, and this man jumps out of the poster, and then you can basically change the shoes that he's wearing, and then you can figure out what are the products that can help you take care of those different types of shoes. It's really fantastic, and the experience you can see here on the Google Beach. And then the other one for Perrier. So Perrier is launching a new product. It's Perrier and Juice, and they've built a really cool TV campaign, and what we did with AR was enhance that campaign. So what you can do with this experience is basically explore the ingredients that are in this juice and just build and create and paint with it. It's really, really awesome. So, Angela, tell me a little bit more about what we were trying to do with AR in these two specific campaigns.
So with Kiwi, what we did was we took one of the most awarded campaigns from last year, called Portraits Completed, here at Cannes, and we layered on. We saw an opportunity to layer on a gamification element, where not only was there this magic moment, this engaging moment of our guy jumping out of the poster, oh my gosh, into your space, but it was a way to engage the user and have them be able to explore the full complement of Kiwi products in an immersive and related way, related directly to the shoes in a way that was right in front of you. So when we think about our clients and the brand goals along the sales funnel, we think, well, there are different points where we can engage. If we, further down, there is this opportunity to really explore and jump directly to the Kiwi website to learn more and finish out that purchase process. If we look at Perrier, Perrier is in the process of launching a new product, as you said, here in Europe only for now. But when you're dealing with a brand that is all about bringing the extraordinaire, you can't just do a regular product launch. You have to do something really special. So with Ogilvy, the brand did a really wonderful short TVC spot that has this incredible, luscious, alive vine that goes into a space. Perhaps you'll see it on YouTube
Yes.
if you're not here in Europe for the product launch. And you see it deliver a Perrier and juice to you. But what we did with AR was to actually bring it into your space wherever you are. Not on a flat screen where you're watching a short film, but wherever you happen to be in context, and to actually bring the ingredients and the flavors of the product out to you where you are. So we think of it as not just awareness, which would be your pretty straightforward product launch goal, but really amazement. So I think whenever we come up with a creative idea and produce it, it's always a question of how will people react to it. And I'm really happy to say you should all check it out in the hut.
Wait.
But I have yet to show these to anyone and not have a real expression of delight come over their faces. So that's been incredibly gratifying to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. We're super excited.
And Alfonso, I think the crowd here, would love to learn a little bit more about what have you learned through this experience of building these two apps, because you're one of the first agencies to really build these branded experiences with AR for AR Core. So what have you learned? Some of the great things you've learned and some of the things you would do differently.
So, I mean, in terms of the technical process or even the how do you design the experience, I think it's key that it needs to be really easy, simple, and kind of quick to get people to the core experience of the app, the core AR experience. And then that needs to be, I think it needs to be short but powerful. I mean, this is a tool that can bring high value and high impact in a very short time, and that is something that we need to design against. And in terms of design, there's new variables in this kind of interactions now. You have to understand the relationship between physical objects and AR objects and how they interact with each other, and that's kind of new. I think that even though AR opens a whole new space, if you think of it, it's still limited by the size of the screen. And for many years we've been taught how to interact in that space with the fingers, swiping in and out. And with AR, what happens is you add another way of interacting with it, that is movement. So your physical movement, assuming it's not, you don't do it with the fingers, you actually need to walk through to the experience or walk away from it. So you need to understand that relationship. The space, the physical space is part now of the UI, let's put it that way. And that is a challenge. Even when you go to the hat,
Yeah.
you start moving and you slam to the walls. So you have to take in consideration the physical space and the physical movement of the user.
Yeah.
That's a challenge.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that one because I think our engineers have been highlighting movement as
Yep.
definitely something that we have to keep in mind
Yep.
when we build for.
And it's cool because at the end it's another element that makes the experience more playful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just that you need to move. It's you can use move as a way of enhancing that experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So Bart, I think a lot of people here might be thinking, this is difficult, this is expensive. How do I get started? And what are the tools that Google offers to get started
Yeah.
on AR?
Yeah, how do you get started? That's a great question. I mean, I guess first I actually want to address, the both of you here in Ogilvy because, and this is sincere, that success starts at the top. You have to have strong leaders that make a decision to invest in this space and invest early to learn. So I very much appreciate that. But more than that, I see this partnership as an investment in your client's strategic future. But for us, so then in general for us, where do we get started? Our goal is to make technology available to everyone, and that includes AR Core. So that is available to all developers today. And I strongly encourage, I'd love to see more great examples. There is one really interesting skill that I think the industry overall needs to be thinking about and investing in, and that's actually 3D modeling. So when you think about these wonderful experiences, those require assets that can be presented beautifully in a consumer's environment. And I know many brands care about what that image looks like. So that's a skill set that I think needs to be developed. There are tools that Google is working on and will continue to work on and offer. There's Tilt Brush, which is our virtual reality painting app, but that also generates beautiful 3D objects into AR experiences. And then Poly. So Poly is this repository for 3D images. If our mission is to, in that sense, is to organize the world's 3D information and make that accessible to everyone. So that has lots of designs that are already pre-built by Google engineers and lots of other developers. And I think given that, that's probably a great place to start.
And I think what's fascinating about Poly is that in the few months we've had it running, we have thousands of images already that people can use.
That's right. And advertisers are also part of that community and that ecosystem.
Yep. That's great. So Angela, what are your future plans with AR after this first experience? Do you want to use it again? Hopefully, yes. And how are you
Absolutely.
thinking about it in the future?
We're using it right now for some new interesting stuff that we can't talk about yet. But our plans for the future are to keep on making, keep on experimenting and learning, and as part of this, keep talking with you all on also what sort of product features could make for compelling narratives for our brands, for our clients.
And how do you think brands can use it in the future as well?
Oh, I will be getting into that as soon as we're back home on home turf.
Fantastic. Bart, what's our future at Google for AR?
I'm not a prognosticator, but what is our future? I think, I guess first and foremost, we want to continue to working with Ogilvy and all the creative community here because this helps us with our own product development and our tools that agencies and brands will need. I would love to see these experiences have a life well beyond our events here. I think creating these destinations for brands and consumers is really meaningful. And I think it's really important. And again, to reiterate, not tech for tech's sake, but we're here to drive business results. And I think for AR overall, we'll continue to invest in our platform, in the tools. We want to continue to invest in measurement and then share all these results. And then I think the last thing, and I'll end on this, is that it's a lot of fun. I would love to see many more experiences there, but this is a wonderful, exciting, fun area, and I'm really proud of this work, and I look forward to what all of you here create in the future.
And I think just one more question on the future. So what we have in the HUD is 2 AR apps. But I think the future is not necessarily app-based, right? So what we're doing in instant apps and web AR, maybe you can tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean,
about that.
watch this space really closely. It involves a lot of close coordination with Google and other companies, but web AR is a future where, maybe you drop the friction of having an app. Instant apps within Google is a way around that as well. So in the meantime, you'll be able to trigger, you could share a link and trigger immediately into an AR experience without having to download a heavy app to do so. But yeah, between apps, instant apps, and then this future where web AR will drop those boundaries, we'll have web-based AR, hopefully next year. But we'll see how the industry develops.
Yeah, because I think that's going to be key, right?
Yeah,
Just
right. Yeah, that'll only increase the scale.
completely increase the scale. Yeah. And then, Alfonso, any final thoughts on what are your dreams when you dream about AR in the next few years?
No, I mean,
Creatively, what would you like to make it happen with this new technology?
I mean, I think that AR, we're looking at it right now just for communication and engagement, but it can become a business platform, a networking platform, and all of that interweaves together. Service, customer service. So the possibilities are endless. And especially because you can actually interweave all those things in one space. That's cool.
Great. Well, thank you so much to the three of you. Thank you so much to Ogilvy, the whole team, Media Monks. You've been extraordinary. Of course, our clients, Kiwi and Perrier, thanks for believing in this new technology. We're thrilled to have these new experiences here shown at the beach. And finally, thank you, the Googlers, AR/VR team, Aaron, Mathieu, amazing work, and Roberta, of course. So thank you for being here, and we hope you start building amazing AR experiences.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Leela.
Thank you.